Alright guys, what is going on? Match reaction. Paris Saint-Germain won, Newcastle won. Absolute heartbreak at the end there for Newcastle. I think PSG got away with one there, to be honest. I really do. I thought PSG were terrible. Absolutely terrible tonight. 31 shots I believe they had. It did not seem like that, to be honest, at all. I thought they were very poor, PSG, and I think they're very lucky to go away with 1-1. Yes, they have 31 shots, but, to be honest, I don't really think that means anything. In my opinion, they were shocking. There was too many sideways passes for PSG tonight. There wasn't one player who tried that, that pass, that driving pass through the middle. There wasn't like that one play for PSG tonight. And I think Zaire Emery would have been that player. Unfortunately, I think he's injured. Huge loss for PSG, but he would have been that player. But, heartbreak for Newcastle. Gutting for Newcastle. To be so close, to hold out a lead for so long, and then to have it taken away from you through a dodgy penalty. We'll talk about the penalty in a minute because there's a lot to discuss in that. But yeah, this leaves Newcastle now on 5 points with AC Milan. What a game that is going to be at St James's Park in 2 weeks' time. Whoever wins it goes through. It's as simple as that. PSG can potentially top the group. I don't actually think they can, to be honest. I don't know how the Champions League works. If it's goal difference, is it head-to-head? I actually don't know. I think it's head-to-head, so I think if PSG do beat Borussia Dortmund in 2 weeks, then they top the group. Because obviously PSG beat Dortmund at home. But what a game. What games they should be. A lot on the line. A lot on the line in them 2 games. If PSG lose to Dortmund, Newcastle or Milan win, they go through. There's a lot on the line. And in 2 weeks, it's going to be mental. It really is. But no, absolute heartbreak for Newcastle. They defended valiantly, defended so well for so long, but you always thought, the pressure was going to tell. And it doesn't matter how you score, the pressure told, And yes, they got it very luckily, PSG, but I actually thought Newcastle were going to hold out. I just didn't think PSG were going to score tonight. But they did. And, they kept on going, PSG. They kept on going, And I always say this about teams. I don't really understand why they do it. Yes, I know you're trying to defend the lead, but Newcastle just didn't have anyone to hold up the ball. I know Isaac can hold up the ball, but he struggled tonight. I think Callum Wilson can hold up the ball very well, in my opinion. And I think if he was on the bench, Isaac, I'm not sure. Sorry, not Isaac. Wilson. I'm not sure if he was on the bench. I would have subbed on Callum Wilson for Isaac because I do think Callum Wilson is better at holding up the ball. And, that gives relief to the defenders if you can have a striker that holds up the play. But a heartbreak for Newcastle. Kylian Mbappe saving the day for PSG yet again. I mean, he needs to get out of that club, Kylian Mbappe. He needs to leave, let's be honest. PSG, in my opinion, are a very average football team. I've said this before. You take Mbappe out of that PSG team, I just don't think they're very good at all. They've not been able to beat Newcastle. They got absolutely dismantled at St James's Park, and they've really struggled here tonight. But yeah, Kylian Mbappe needs to leave. He needs to go to Real Madrid next summer because not only are you going to win Champions Leagues there, you're more likely to win, personal awards like the Ballon d'Or, etc. But let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the goals. It was Alexander Isak who got Newcastle off to a dream start. Well, not really dream start. It was in the 24th minute, but to get that first goal for Newcastle would have been the dream for Eddie Howe, and they got it with Isak. Brilliant run by Livramento, weaving in and out of the PSG defenders. I think if you're a PSG defender, though, someone's got to try and win the ball. No one engages Livramento. I mean, he is very close to the box, which is maybe why. Maybe they're worried they might foul him. But yeah, he gives it to Almiron, I think, who has a shot with his left foot. Donnarumma should be a comfortable save, should be gathering it in, spills it, and Isak's there, like any good striker, arriving on the scene to put the ball into an empty net. Really good strike play from Isak. He should have scored before he scored that chance. I don't know how he missed Isak the first opportunity. Again, it was Almiron. He pickpocketed Hakimi, and he finds Isak in the box, 6 yards out. Should score, blazed it over the bar. But he scored later on, when Newcastle were in dreamland. And, I always knew Newcastle were going to sit deep in the second half, and they did. And, the PSG pressure told, I thought, yes, Barcola missed a lot of good chances. The volley, the one where he was kind of one-on-one to the left-hand side. And he tried to hit it with his right foot instead of going with his left foot across the keeper. But I think the Barcola change was a positive change. By Enrique, he added something that Muani didn't. A bit more pace, a bit more direct play. But then, in the 8th minute, PSG get a penalty, and this is not a penalty. I'm sorry, it's not a penalty. It hits Livramento's belly onto his hand. It was very similar to Lisandro Martinez's last season against Real Sociedad. However, saying all that, how I don't think it's a penalty, I do think PSG should have had a penalty in this game. And I think, I think it was in the second half as well. Miley handballed it, and I think that was a penalty by Miley. But I don't think this one was by Livramento. And, it's one of those. Is it just playing itself out? I don't know. But Kylian Mbappe steps up. Never in doubt, are you, with Mbappe? Sticks it in. Past Pope. High into the roof of the net. No chance for Pope. Whenever you go high with a penalty, it's always very hard to save. But Kylian Mbappe saving the day again for PSG, and he really needs to leave that club because, I mean, if PSG get knocked down into the Europa League, I'm amazed. But it could happen. This is the thing. It's going to be an unbelievable 2 games, in 2 weeks' time. It's going to be unbelievable. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what you thought of the game. I thought PSG were very flat, and I thought Newcastle got very unlucky because they didn't deserve that. They didn't. They defended so well, Newcastle. But just at the end, the pressure sold, and it is what it is for the Geordies. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what you thought of the match. Like I've just said, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications. The next match reaction and watch along will be on Saturday night, again with Newcastle. Manchester United v Newcastle. So make sure to tune in for that one. We also have a Premier League review coming out on Thursday or Friday, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. And yeah, cheers guys, catch you later.